Right, so it is time to get judgy because we're back with more confessions. I've picked 3 in particular based just on their titles because they sound juicy. The first one is about catfishing and the other 2 are spicy and might even get controversial. So without further ado, let's just get into it. Alright, first up, I catfish married men by a deleted user. That is already not a good sign. Throwaway account. A little background to what started all of this. I started dating this guy 2 years ago. We were dating for a month before I decided to do a deep dive. I found out he was married and his wife was 7 months pregnant. I ghosted him and sent all our messages to his wife. Cold, but fair enough. They ended up staying together, but 6 months later, I saw he was still active on dating apps /Reddit. I sent those to her and she filed for divorce. Damn, so straight in at the deep end with this. So for the past 2 years, I've trolled the adultery cake eaters R4R. What does any of this mean? Here we go, R/cake eater. A warm, motivating and accepting place for cake eaters. There's no judgment and potentially you can meet a cake eating partner. Cake eater definition, a person who is married, generally happy and satisfied, has regular intimacy with their significant other, is not planning on divorcing or separating, and is additionally being intimate with other partners. Oh, so it's like people who can have their cake and eat it too.
Well, yeah.
Can't lie, I value loyalty very highly, so I don't necessarily agree with it, but fine. And what's R4R? Whether you're looking for platonic or non-platonic friends, buddies, blah, 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 friends with benefits, casual encounters. Okay, so it's just basically people trying to hook up and more. Okay, that all makes sense. So for the past 2 years, I've trolled those forums looking for some of the vilest posts to see if I can connect with the men in hopes of outing them. This lady's like the Chris Hansen for cheaters. Most of the stories these men post are either fake or played up to make them look like they are being successful. It's pathetic, to be honest. But once I have enough information and tell them the truth about what I'm going to do, the begging starts. The more they beg and plead for me to not ruin their lives, the funnier it is to me. All of them have offered to pay me not to send info to their wives. One guy even offered me $10,000. This is risky. This is borderline blackmail. I know the men offered, but still. I was shocked at how far they were willing to go to not get caught. To be fair, if you're married with kids and like life is on the line, I'd imagine you'd do a lot to not have that destroyed. But shouldn't have been cheating in the first place, so no sympathy. You would also think that this process would take time, but it's usually only a couple of days, with some pictures exchanged and they're eating out of my hand. I wonder how attractive this lady is. The longest I took on one guy was 2 weeks. He was being extra cautious because, surprise, this was not his first time cheating, of course. That's actually so depressing. My total count so far is 24 men. Oh my goodness, she's a serial exposer. The wives' reactions have been a mixed bag. Oh, loads of the wives find out. I mean, I feel bad, but I'd probably rather know if I was the wife. Some decide to stay and work it out, and a couple ended up just blocking me. Out of the total, 8 of those women were pregnant. That is mental. I currently have 3 wives sitting on the information I sent them that they're planning to use in their divorces. Ugh. I'm posting now as an end of an era, as I'm getting into a serious relationship and cannot continue. Honestly, if you're moderately attractive, you can also do this. Cheaters, you are safe for now. This lady's also got a bit of main character syndrome. Like spending all this time as a sort of vigilante and being like, the streets, you're safe for now. But one day you will come across someone like me. It's like, fair enough, I kind of back what she's doing, but it's also just so cringe. Edit, it felt good to finally get this off my chest. I've not been able to talk to a single soul about this. Why could you not tell your friends about this? I'm going to delete this account now, and I've already deleted my catfish account. I think my boyfriend would be a little bit sketched that I put this scary amount of time into this. Yeah, it's just a little bit weird. Next time, take the 10k and still inform their partner. Is that a breach of contract maybe? I don't know. End up in prison for extortion, yeah. Or blackmail. Risky business as well. On the internet, you never know who you're messing with, so you can end up with some psycho who comes to kill you to silence you. I just would not recommend this. Yeah, let your boyfriend know though in case one of these men tracks you down. That would freak me out. I don't know if I'd be able to rest easy if I was this woman. Like, I feel like I'd always be looking over my shoulder, waiting for someone to get revenge. Like, if this ends your life, divorce, you lose the house, lose the kids, you've basically lost everything. Someone could track you down, and a man who has nothing to lose is probably one of the scariest. That also sounds like an anime villain thing, doesn't it? They've got nothing to lose. All right, time to move on to the spicy stuff by QB Targaryen. I mean, Game of Thrones name, so lame already. My friend uses me for intimate content, and I'm secretly the customer that keeps paying her to do it. My male 22 best friend, female 22, is a girl who I'm insanely attracted to. She only sees me as a friend though, since she's a lesbian and would never be in a relationship with a man. She confided in me that she started making adult content online for extra money. Fair enough. It's not that big, but enough to pay her rent each month. Fair play, get that bag. On top of her normal job. Oh my goodness. The amount of money some of these people make like this is to say that it's not that big, but it's enough to pay her rent. I mean, the amount of views you have to make on YouTube to pay your rent is insane. The fact that you can do it with just a few subscribers on these websites is crazy. She has a full-on secret Insta, Twitter, and OnlyFans. It came as a shock, and I asked her so many questions about it, and briefly she showed me her account whilst we talked about it. She then dropped the bombshell on me that she wanted me to help her with a video someone paid for. Apparently they were tired of the solo content. Wow, this guy has struck gold here. If you massively fancied your friend, assuming you were up for doing this kind of content, that is like a dream come true. I mean, it kind of sounds like a fantasy written by someone who has an adult content brain rot, but let's treat it as true. I won't get into specifics because I'm not sure the rules here, but she wouldn't do full-on intimacy since she doesn't like guys, but it was more of a fetish thing. She made it very clear she just needed a male part for the vid, and she trusted me, but she was doing it for the money, not because she liked me, and she'd even give me some of the profit if I helped her. And he's getting paid for it. Oh my goodness. We did it, but I also memorized her username and waited a couple of days and then subscribed to her anonymously. Okay, it's starting to get a bit secretive, which I'm not sure about. Ever since then, I've been doing the same thing, paying her anonymously for videos that would include a guy just so that she keeps using me IRL. That just sounds like prostitution with extra steps. And also him being on the other side with her friend doing things, not knowing it was because it was him technically paying, doesn't really sit right with me. I don't know if I'd enjoy it if I was this guy. Like, he already had a pretty good thing going. Why would he add a deceptive element to it? I feel bad deceiving her. Okay, here we go. As you should, especially since she's giving me back some of my own money. Yeah, I can't lie. I think he should have just counted his blessings. If she's not even giving fully informed consent, that could also possibly breach some consent laws. I think the more I think about this, the darker it gets. Like, he had a pretty cool thing going on. He should have just been like, wow, how lucky am I? When it happens from time to time, just take it. Or he could have just been completely honest and been like, look, given you're willing to do this kind of stuff for money for content, if I paid you, would you just accept that? Maybe he thinks it might ruin the friendship, but it's honest, which is the most important thing. I don't know. I'm curious what you guys think about that, because I'm really not sure. I think he took a really dark turn with that one. Oh, here we go. Edit. Came here just to vent about the lie. To all of you chronically online warriors trying to make it 100 times worse or ignoring context, just leave. I'm guessing people have been saying in the comments what I've just been saying. You can give me shit for lying or being a bad friend, but for those of you trying to take it as far as genuinely assault or the R word, touch grass. I can't lie, like, I have studied this in law school, and although it was a few years ago, like, I think I could give a pretty good case that this was non-consensual. Touch grass and save your breath. I genuinely don't care about your take when you're taking it that far. The fact that he's reacted so defensively to this as well makes me feel like he's guilty. Like, he's already said, I feel bad deceiving her. Like, he will have felt guilty doing it. And if you're feeling guilty whilst being intimate with someone, that's a pretty red flag that you should take to just stop. She's in control of doing stuff or not. She's not reliant on the money. She doesn't hate it and isn't being forced to do it. Chill out. She wouldn't even consider doing anything like that. Just more like a normal lie, which is why I'm considering telling her. She's not as delusional as some of you people apparently are. Yeah, this is screaming, oh shit, this is actually way worse than I expected. We also still have occasional requests that are not from me that she accepts. It's no different. I mean, I know that different schools of moral thought could come to different conclusions as to whether this is harmful or not, whether it is moral, what exactly you prioritize. But I think he should just err on the safe side and be like, fully informed consent is very important, and just stop. Not get so defensive and have a go at everyone who you gave an opportunity to comment on it. Like, if you're putting something on a forum like this, you're obviously going to get people who are going to think deeply about it and that aren't going to agree with what you're doing. Not sure how or where I'm supposed to do an update because nobody would see it on my own page, and by then this post will have ran its course, so I don't know. Won't promise one. But thanks for all the support. You guys flooded my DMs offering to help, lol. Can't respond to you all, but I'm good. Thanks to the people who understood the weird grey area, or even negative people who weren't insane. Maybe I'll be back in a couple of days, maybe not. If the update is anything normal and not she tried to kill me when she found out, the keyboard warriors will call it fake anyway, because reality doesn't fit their narrative. Bad vibes in general from this guy. And no update, just wow, someone with a brain getting negatively voted. Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping he just told her and she was like, oh, you could have just paid me, and doesn't mind too much. Because I can imagine feeling very betrayed by that and very creeped out. Let's see what the comments are saying. You definitely created something new here. I just can't find the right word for it. OnlyFans live and in person. He created something old, prostitution. Yeah, basically is just paying someone for sex with more steps. The world's newest profession. Ponzi porn. Yeah, and he's getting money back, which also seems wrong. Prostitution with a discount. I know you you like her, but find someone who actually likes you, bro. That's messed up and you're going to lose your friend. That is exactly what I'm thinking. You're not a friend, much less a best friend.
Yikes.
Yeah, despite all of this, like however she might feel about it, whatever effect you're having on her, like we've discussed all that. But on top of that, like you're just supposed to be their friend. Like you're not supposed to lie to your friends, especially to get something sexual out of it. Ugh, foul. Yeah, if this isn't just someone who thinks that like writing this story is like a hot thing to imagine, weird. But yeah, I'm curious what you guys think, because I imagine some people would be like, this isn't too bad because it is just what she's already doing. So, all right, last up, Haley 2. I flashed my coworker. This is not a scenario I ever imagined because my coworker is a male editor. Handsome, I'm sure, but I don't swing that way, sadly. Sorry, editor. Please don't flash me. All right, my one coworker and I have always been quite flirty. Nothing too serious, and it's almost always stayed at work. We've occasionally met for drinks after work, but nothing out of the ordinary. Okay, so a bit of mutual interest here, thank goodness. Yesterday, my car wouldn't start, so I had to get a ride to work. After work, my ride bailed on me, so my coworker offered to give me a ride home, which I accepted. He was especially flirty in the car for some reason. And after we got to my place, he jokingly said that I owe him. I asked what he took as payment, which got him a little bit flustered. Again, this sounds like a scenario created by someone who's been watching way too many adult videos. Oh, I can't pay you. What do I owe you? Just so unoriginal. But then again, an easy storyline to play into if you're a bit nervous and want to have a little flirt. For some reason, I thought it was a good idea to flash him, so I quickly lifted my top. He was even more flustered, unsurprisingly, and went red in the face. Oh my God. He said something like, wow, thanks, before I left. Oh my goodness, this guy is so relatable. I can imagine this exact same thing happening to me. Just being like, oh God, thanks. Nice boobs. And then just leaving, just not knowing how to react. Oh God. I texted him this morning, thanking him again for the ride, now I haven't got a reply. Oh, update. He replied and also offered to give me rides more often. Maybe you could ride him for a change. Oh my goodness. I feel like that's one of those like shot in the darks. For some reason, when you're working with someone, I swear it makes them so much more attractive as well. Like bonding over being bored in the same place, maybe disliking your boss, disliking your work, whatever it is. You just do start to think about it like, do I find them attractive? Maybe a bit of daydreaming gets caught away and you're like, oh my goodness. Like, you know, when you have a dream about someone, like that kind of dream, and you're like, oh, I never thought about you this way, but all of a sudden, I think I want you. And so maybe he was just playing a little bit, being like, maybe I fancy you. Let's just play with this and see where it goes. And he got flashed. Well, what a nice, happy, healthy, fun way to finish the video. If you enjoyed this, make sure you subscribe so you can catch the next one. Let me know what you thought of all three of them down below. Smash a like and definitely subscribe. Now go watch the video that's about to pop up on your screen. Bye.